No running water, no electricity, no indoor plumbing. No, not in a foreign third world country. This is what our chapter discovered as we undertook our chapter challenge. In a poor state like New Mexico, many needs were identified. However, our chapter wanted to expand on our once-a-year food delivery in conjunction with Yakima, Young Orthodox Christian American Missions Adventure. This is a group of young Orthodox Christians from the eastern U.S. who volunteer at St. Bonaventure Mission on the Navajo Reservation in New Mexico every summer. Even though we delivered food to the reservation, we knew little about their living conditions and actual needs until this project. We went out of our comfort zone dealing with a totally different culture and location. There were many areas where we could have assisted the people of this part of the Navajo Nation. The needs are great, and the reservation resembles a third world country because it lacks the basic things we take for granted on a daily basis, such as running water and electricity. The large projects were above our financial means as a chapter. Therefore, a decision was made to assist wherever we could to help make daily life a little easier. At a general Philiptohos meeting, we detailed our vision to our members, and we were briefed by University of New Mexico professor Dr. Paul Andrew Hutton, a top expert in the country on the American West and Native American cultures. He gave us insights on certain aspects of Navajo American culture, especially what to do and what not to do. We had to be very careful not to tread on the native traditions. Bright colors and the color green were forbidden. When it came to toys, stuffed bears, which represent the souls of the dead, and owls, which are bearers of bad news, were not allowed. Neither were coyotes or snakes. No article of clothing could have any of the above symbols on them or any embellishments or designs. To gain access to St. Bonaventure, we contacted Cindy Howe, who coordinated projects on the Eastern Navajo Nation, and we began undertaking for the next 2 years. The area covered by the mission has 200 residences in a 50-mile radius. The goal of the St. Bonaventure mission is to help the Navajo help themselves, and it is a daunting task. As winter and colder weather set in, our first goal was to collect winter coats, blankets, and warm clothes. We made our first delivery in February of 2017. Each time we made deliveries, we would meet at the church, leave at about 7:30 a.m., and return at about 4 p.m., a 140-mile round trip. Once at St. Bonaventure Mission, we were escorted to various houses by our guide, Darlene Arviso. Darlene is one of 2 people who drive the water delivery truck, filling 3 65-gallon drums of water at each home. 40% of the households rely on water hauling to meet their daily needs for cooking, drinking, bathing, and cleaning. Darlene knows every member of every family. It was an eye-opening experience that broke our hearts, seeing the poverty that existed in our home state. Most families live in a 1-room, 8-sided home called a hogan, which houses several generations of one family. The residents know and trust Darlene. They came out of their homes to greet us only after they saw Darlene get out of the truck. They shook our hands and introduced themselves and welcomed us. The distance between each group of hogans is several miles, and the dirt roads are extremely rough and sometimes hazardous. At every hogan, there were at least 4 or more emaciated dogs. They are known as res dogs. They roam the reservation and are a huge problem. After seeing all the thin dogs, we decided to collect dog food from Philiptohos members. In May, we delivered the dog food. We were told we were wasting our time because the Navajo didn't think of dogs as pets like we all did, but we did it anyway, knowing the bags of dog food we donated wouldn't be nearly enough, but at least it would help a little. The school lost funding and they needed to copy books, so we asked for copy paper for the mission office and the mission school. Staff from the mission picked up a donated copier from Gallup, New Mexico. The copier was a huge blessing, as were all the cases of copy paper. June 2017, Yakima made their visit. Thanks to our HEPA chapter and their donation, along with parishioner donations and a donation from the Denver Metropolis Philoptochos, we were able to provide food staples for 50 families. Each bin contained a box of Cheerios, Rice Krispies, bags of flour, sugar, masa, which is a type of cornmeal, pinto beans, elbow macaroni, dry fat milk, and rice. Philoptochos and Goya helped to assemble the boxes for delivery. Parishioners provided transportation to deliver the boxes, and 2 groups of Philoptochos ladies accompanied the Yakima missionaries to help deliver the food. Due to a conflict with our major fundraiser in December, we were not able to attend the Christmas party. We decided to have a fun event in July, a cross-cultural Christmas with their senior citizens and children. The Daughters of Penelope and Goya held toy drives, and dozens of toys were donated. The event was held at the Mission Senior Center. They made Navajo tacos, and we brought the pastizo. One thing we noticed is the children did not get in the buffet line until all the elderly had received their lunch, which is something our parish isn't used to. The elderly took great pride, showing us various arts and crafts they made, from beautiful needlepoint and crochet to hand-carved wooden items and really cute aprons. Their crafts inspired us with the idea of collecting yarn, material, lace, patterns, knitting needles, crochet hooks, and other craft items used in the senior center. The response from our Philoptochos members and the parish was huge. We held a school supply drive to collect school items needed by the St. Bonaventure School. Our parish council purchased 30 Bibles as requested by the school. We delivered the school supplies and Bibles to the students. They surprised us by coming in singing "This is the Day," both in English and Navajo. We were so overwhelmed. We delivered the school supplies and the arts and crafts items to the senior center in early September. Late September, our Hope and Joy group spent an evening assembling solar lamps. We were able to purchase solar lantern kits thanks to a generous donation by the Denver Philoptochos of Assumption Cathedral. The solar lanterns were put in mason jars and decorated by the Hope Joy kids. We delivered 4 lanterns to each home that had no electricity but had school-aged children. Lanterns were left outside all day and provided light in the evening so children could finish their schoolwork. We ended our project where we began, with dozens of coats, warm clothes, and blankets, which we delivered in early November. At this time, we gave the remaining toys we had collected so they could be used for their Christmas party. We will continue to deliver food items when Yakima visits during the summer, and we would like to add blankets, copy paper, and other items we know will be used. The project opened our eyes to a very heart-wrenching situation that exists outside our doors. There is a lot of work that needs to be done, and it will take many years, but strides are being made by organizations like ours in New Mexico and neighboring states, and hopefully someday there will be great permanent improvements. When we started this project, we hoped for total participation. The response we received was overwhelming. We are very grateful to Father Conan Gill and everyone at St. George for their help and continued support with donations both in money and items. Acts 20:35 says, "In all things I have shown you that by working hard in this way, we must help the weak and remember the words of Lord Jesus, how he himself said, 'It is more blessed to give than to receive.'" Charity begins at home, and you will be surprised as to what you will find in your own backyard. We have been blessed that we have been able to give to those in need, and we will continue to do so. Thank you.